Okay, y'all, I'm back with part two. So I left off where, the lady came to the door, and after that, the peppers were lined up, four of them, exactly four. Now I'm saying this because maybe you guys can tell me what the heck was going on. To this day, 7, 8 years, 6 years later, I'm sitting here still wondering, like, what the heck? So anyway, we'll get to that. So after the peppers, some time went on. Like I said, we co-parented because we have a child together. Nothing out of the ordinary. He never showed anything out of the ordinary. It was just regular. But I kept getting those phone calls. Um, they would start anywhere between midnight to maybe 2 in the morning, and they would continue all the way up until the next day. And they would continue and they would continue. And I know you're saying, okay, April, there's spam calls. Okay, I understand that. But these weren't just spam calls. These were people breathing on the phone. This was, as soon as I pick up, they would hang up, to the point where I would say, I'm not doing that because I don't know what you're breathing. You might be speaking something through the phone to me. I don't need that. And as I said before in the previous video, I grew up a Christian, but you have to know that there is a heaven and a hell, and that there are people that does demonic things, and it's possible. So it's not that I'm out here saying, oh, people are doing voodoo on me. No, I'm just saying the shit was weird. It was weird, okay? I said what I said. But anyway, you have to be there to experience it, or have experienced it before. So let me think. It was so much. It was so much. So eventually, like I said, he would come over and co-parent. We would, if I had to go to work, he would get her until I would go to work, and so forth and so forth. The regular parenting, co-parenting thing. I think one particular day, he wasn't around me because we weren't around each other often, but we did co-parent together. I'm sitting on my porch, and I used to sit out on my porch in the evenings because it would be cool, nice breeze, whatever. And I would listen to my music, drink me a thing of wine, whatever. So I'm sitting there, and this random guy just walks down the drive. He's walking down the sidewalk, because where I live at is the city part, like I said. And so you literally live, I can walk to downtown. So, like, literally. So the city sidewalk is right there. All these cars and, ongoing traffic coming up and down. It's a busy street. But mind you, it's nighttime. So this guy is walking by. Now, mind you, he's down my driveway. So my driveway, you have to walk off my porch, down some steps, walk down a little path, then walk down my driveway. And then there's the sidewalk where he was. And he stopped mid-step. And mind you, the way my porch is made, like, you would literally have to just really be looking to see me. So I'm like, okay. So he stops. And he proceeds to just stand there and stare. Freaked me out. So I know there's weird people in the world, y'all, but mind you, all this weird stuff is happening to me. So I'm like, what does this dude want? So at this point, I'm slowly getting up out of my chair. I'm easing towards my door, and I'm like, okay, I'm here with my baby. She's asleep. Let me get in the house, because at least if I'm in the house, I'm safe. Because at this point, I don't know if this man is gonna run down the driveway and charge at me. Mind you, I gets on the phone because I'm one of those people, like, I'm a stickler for, I need somebody to hear what is going on because I need proof of this. So I get on the phone, and no, I didn't, because I didn't call the po-po. I didn't, because I didn't know what this man was doing. And like I said, I stay in the inner city, so there's a lot of weirdos. So he's standing there. He's still standing there. So I call my homegirl. I'm like, girl, this man is just standing here. And she's like, where you at? Where you at? You ain't in the house yet? I said, girl, I'm in the house. I'm looking out my screen door. Where'd I got burglar bar doors. But I'm peeping because I'm curious as to what this man is doing. So he's still standing there. He hasn't moved. He hasn't did a thing. I'm like, what is going on? Now, mind you, this is after the lady then came to the door and hit it. Now, all this stuff hadn't happened. Mind you, I had been in this house since I had been in that house for about 8-9 years at this point. So I'm like, where is this coming from? So he proceeds to standing there. As I shut the door and I'm still talking to her, I got on the phone. I'm peeping out my blinds because, mind you, I told you I set my blinds to where I can see out in it because they were wooden blinds. I don't turn on the lights in the kitchen because I know that you could possibly see the light from through there. So I just leave them off. Girl. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. This man stood there. And it's like he knew where I was, as just the same as that lady did when she came up on my porch. She turned towards the window as if she knew I was standing there. Mind you, when she came, I was coming from the back of my house. So how could you know? You couldn't hear. It wasn't no presence. You could hear my feet and all that. No. You couldn't hear me. So there was no way. There was no children pitter-pattering their feet in the house or nothing. And thank God, that particular time, my baby was at school. This particular time, it was just me and my baby. But she sleep. Mind you, I'm going to stab you up and everything if you try to come up in here. And yes, y'all, I would have called the police. It's just at this point, I'm in the house. I'm safe. I'm locked. I'm burglar bar, latched up all the way to the top. And I have protection. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. So, like I said, he's standing there. So he proceeds to come up the driveway. Now I'm freaking out. So I'm telling my friend, what the fuck is wrong with this person? Why is he coming up the driveway? He's standing but he gets in the middle of my driveway. Because like I said, it's like an L shape. You come down my steps, you make a left, and then you go down. So he's in the long part. He hasn't made it in that smaller part that comes to my steps. So he's in the middle part of that. And as he gets there, he stops and he yells, "Can you give me a lighter? Give me a lighter. I need a lighter." Y'all, I'm like, okay. I grew up in the hood. I seen crackheads. I seen it all. But this was just weird. And how do you even know I'm there? Like, I don't know if and I know he possibly saw me, but it was still weird, y'all, because the way my porch is set up, it's like you literally have to be, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you literally have to be looking, because you couldn't see. Because if you're sitting down on my porch, because I have like the wooded rail in front of me, I'm sitting down below that. I got on dark colors. So it's like, what is going on? So it was still weird to me, no matter what. So he stood there for about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. And he did something weird with his body. And then he proceeded to go back where he came from. Within seconds, he was gone, y'all. Just disappeared. Moving right along. So another day, I'm sitting out on the porch. This bright sunny day. I'm letting my baby play. She's outside, but she's walking down the driveway towards, right where I said that man was. This random person. I can't remember if it was the same guy or not. I want to believe it was him. But the other guy was like younger and lighter skinned. This guy was older. And I noticed, I'm telling her to come back because my instincts is saying, where is this man coming from? Because the man is walking up. But he's not walking up in a manner that you would be like, oh, he's walking by because he's on the public sidewalk. No. It was just weird, y'all. And I'm telling my baby, get up here now. And I'm running and I'm walking towards her. Get up here now. So I grab her. I make it to her. I grab her. And as I'm grabbing her, I kind of slang her a little bit. Lord, forgive me. But I was like, she rather I skid up and she run on in the house or this man get her. Because he's coming towards her. He's zigzagging. He's coming towards her. He's no longer going on the straight path, like sidewalk. He's coming towards her. So I hurry up and I scoop my baby. And I tell her, run. She already knew at that point. She was old enough to know stranger danger. So when mommy says run, run. She knew that. So she didn't give me no hassle. She didn't, hesitate. She was just like, mommy, and took off. So I grabbed her arm and kind of give her a thrust to get her on further away from where he was. And then he went back and he beelined and he went back to where he was walking and went back. Y'all, it doesn't even end there. It gets weirder. I'm gonna go back to the phone calls. I'm still getting the phone calls and I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm freaking out. And I'm not freaking out like, oh God, I'm gonna die. They're harassing me. I have turned into a professional sleuth, so I thought. I'm trying to figure out who this is, what they doing, because I'm finna call the police. They going to jail for harassment. This is insane. It doesn't even make any sense. What for? What is your point? Now, mind you, like I said, I knew the history of the female that my ex, uh, left me for. She has a particular rap sheet. I do not prefer to talk about her, but just let's put it like this: she's a little, you know. So, um, and it wasn't something that I knew. It was just something that what people were telling me. So that's why I don't really want to speak on it. But it has been known to surface its ugly head. So as time goes by, I later do my, like I said, my detective work, and I find a person that said, I used to date, um, someone, and that she liked, and or she started to date. They were friends. Her and the lady were friends. They were neighbors, and the lady was dating someone, and somehow dating she ended up with him too. So the lady was hurt, and she was just like, this girl ended up harassing me when she thought he was over at my house. She pulled out her gun and tried to shoot up my house. She thought it was one of those white Sprinter vans, like work vans parked outside. She thought he was in there, so she tried to shoot. She shot up the van. No, this is a true story, y'all. No bullshit. Excuse my potty mouth, but baby, with these circumstances, things were weird. Okay, so mind you, this lady's telling me this, but my family and friends used to lived in the neighborhood that she was in. Rather, I say they lived in the same neighborhood for over 10 plus years. So she was known to be rowdy, do crazy things. So I'm like, okay, he would go pick the craziest thing after leaving me. I thought you were supposed to boss up, not boss down. So, mind you, I'm thinking, okay, well, is she the one doing this crazy weird stuff? Because, baby, please. Nah, after I find this out, the lady said she ended up having to take out a restraining order because she had just keyed up her car and everything. Mind you, she was not with this man anymore. But this girl was still harassing her. So, she said she took her to court. She had already taken out a restraining order on her, but she left the restraining order at home because she was thinking, okay, this is the courts. They already know that I have. It's on file, so I don't have to bring it. She said that girl was in there, that lady was in there knitting up like she was in a psych ward. She said she was so pissed that she was there. She said, and once the judge asked me for the restraining order, I said, well, I thought maybe it would be on record. She said he wanted so bad to take her to jail, but he couldn't because of that. She said, and that broke my heart. She said, this lady drove me nuts. And from that day on, I said, if this is her, she won't be driving me nuts. I got something for you. I'll make you crazy, too. Even more crazy. Because, y'all, I am very patient. The more you harass me, I'll sit on it. I will. I will sit on it, and I'll be quiet. And I'll watch you fester to pieces. The more you think you're going to get a rise out of me, the more you will get nothing. Okay? So, y'all, moving right along. I started my business about, I want to say March of 2018. 2017. March of 2017. So, I had just my regular Facebook page, but I also created a business page. And so I'm putting my products up there and what I'm selling, and I base my business off of y'all. I'm sorry, I'm in my bed because it's my day off, and I decided to have a story time. But anyway, moving right along. So I put up my business. My business had been up, and so here we go again. I got these crazy. Here we go. People ordering things on Facebook Marketplace or trying to order from my page, and one particular person said, "Oh, do you have products for men?" And I said, I have products for men and women. And he's like, well, I'm not a woman. I'm asking that I'm not a woman. I'm gay. I'm a man. And I'm like, okay. And so I proceeded to say, do you have products? And at the time, I was doing a deal, so I was like, whatever you get, I match it. And so they're placing these orders. Now, mind you, I'm getting these random people just placing orders. So I'm like, okay, cool, no problem, no, nothing. I never meet them. If they're local, I will meet them, but I never meet them in the evening or at night. It always has to be a particular place. It's never my place of residence. So at this particular time, I knew that I would help my dad. So mind you, my dad is in the city too. So I give them the address to pull up at a certain time. Mind you, it's not even 2, 3 o'clock. I think I said it for like, I'm sorry, like beat me at, I think it was maybe 2. I'm not sure if it wasn't late, period. So mind you, these people are not showing up. These people are not coming to get the products. It's just bullshit, okay? So at this point, I'm like, okay, I've wasted my products. Not even my products. I wasted my wrappings and my boxes that I was putting in my packaging for another 3, 4, 5 people not to show up. So mind you, I didn't contact them. I didn't say anything back. I just let it flow. Then some time went by, and my actual Facebook page got hacked, which was not out of the norm because that was going on. Then I started getting these messages, hey, how you doing, sexy, blue, 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 which was not out of the norm. Not out of the norm. It was the messages afterwards because I was ignoring them. It was like they were getting pissed off. So when they hacked my Facebook page, they were posting. I got a inbox, and my friend said, "Go to your Facebook page. You've been hacked." These people had changed one of my videos and were saying that I'll help them get money. Give me 200-300. I could flip it. That type of scam. I do those types of scams. I work multiple jobs, different jobs. So this was going on, and I'm like, okay, this is bullshit. Like, give it a rest by now. Now, mind you, I'm tickled because I'm that bitch. Okay, you hear me? I am her. Okay, so they're putting these posts up in my stories and stuff. So I said, you know what? You've hacked my page before, and I blocked you. But this time, we're going to have to share it. So what I did, I made a video saying that. I said, we're going to have to share it. I said, it's funny how I've been at work since 4 a.m. And I come out to lunch or on my break, and I said, you decide you want to share a page with me. I said, so you want to take over my page. So since you want to be me so bad, let's share. So I'm being cocky because I know. So I'm laughing. But I'm going live, so everybody that I know is laughing and they're joking. They're like, man, who's stalking you, April, man? Like, who doing that? Like, you cool as a fan. Like, who doing that? I'm like, shit, I don't know. Mind you, I have every inkling in my mind who's doing it. Okay? And two, y'all, I have never broken up with anybody and experienced this. I have never even met the women that they left me for, or however the situation was. I never had an issue. If it was cheating and we separated, we did. It was that. It was gone. That was it. This, y'all, I don't know. And y'all, as I'm speaking, my nose just started to itch. So look, signs. I'm not lying. So as I'm going on, like I said, and I don't want to draw this up because I have a part 3. They hacked the page. It was as if I pissed them off because every morning that I would get up at 3 in the morning to make it to work by 4. Because I worked a warehouse job and I also drove. I drive on the road. I work, I'm a driver. So, mind you, I'm at my job and I'm catching these posts they're putting up in my story. Mind you, it's posts of me eating food or in another foreign country or whatever. But it wasn't me. It wasn't showing who it was. It was just showing videos as if it was me. So I'm deleting them. Everyone, I'm deleting them. This fool went berserk. Went in my inbox and was like, yeah, I got you. Like, I got you. I know where you live at. Showed me a picture of my house, which wasn't my house, by the way. It was my father's house. So I'm like, okay, you fucking weirdo, okay? So This went on for a while. I'm like, oh God, Jesus. So finally, they decided to give up. I can't get to her this way. I can't hack her page. She's not mad. She's laughing at me. Now I'm pissed. I can't get to her through the messages. She's not hurt. Because I specifically told them in the text through Messenger, listen, you do not want to bust through them doors because I'm telling you, you don't want the fire behind that. And I know how my daddy and my brother is strapped. They each, my daddy is ex-veteran, retired veteran. My brother is, what do you call it, a licensed gun carrier. They go to the range and they also buy guns on the regular. And when I say on the regular, there's more than 4 guns in the house per person. Okay? So, I wasn't worried about that. Bust through there if you want to. That's like Fort Knox, baby. Okay? Now, mind you, when I broke up with, I'm going to say this, when I was with my child's father, I was living with my dad. So, the peppers and all that stuff that was happening, that was there. So I assumed this person felt that I was still living there. So mind you, I still was close to my dad, so I would always go over there. And like I said, we stayed in the city. I grew up in this inner city. So this person started riding by my house. Well, my dad's house. Riding by my dad's house. Riding by. And they would know that I was sitting on the porch, or if my child's father would come and pick her up to take her, they had daddy-daughter days out of the week. And so, I noticed that she would, like clockwork, ride by. And I would look at him, and he would not make eye contact. He would cut his eyes like he was scared. So I'm like, what is going on? Is you scared of this crazy bitch? So, I'm a person that, like I said, I'm going to remain silent. I ain't going to tell you what my left or my right hand doing. I'm going to investigate your ass. That's what I'm going to do. So I stayed quiet. Moving right along. I'm going to give y'all the rest of that in part 3. Stay tuned.